So, we're back here again. This is the morning after night one of WrestleMania 38. Bainbridge Omega in the building. Nice to meet you all. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. I'm going to do a quick little review of WrestleMania Night 1. And let's be honest with ourselves, it was a pretty good show. It was a pretty good show. I mean, you expect that during WrestleMania time. I mean, listen, we could talk crap about the WWE and how bad their programming is and all that other stuff, but when it comes down to the WrestleManias, um, with the exception of the pandemic era when they were in the freaking performance center, but when it comes to the WrestleManias, the pomp, the circumstance, the presentation, they're bar none. I mean, they're excellent in what they absolutely do. But not to say that have been a couple of great matches out there, but not to say as a whole it was a fantastic event. If you just run down the entire card, you will see right. Okay, so for the first match, basically the Usos defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boobs, basically. Rick Boobs um, definitely got injured. When his right knee buckled, when he tried to pick up those two guys over his head, basically. Um, eh, I wasn't really paying much attention to it. I did like the new color scheme for Nakamura and Rick Books, a little bit of like neon yellow and orange. Uh, um, Completely different from the traditional red and black or the white whatever that he used to wear. But other than that, it's like it was okay. It's not really a match that's gonna set the world on fire. Um, but it is what it is, and you have to accept that. You really have to accept that. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. I have no idea why this is even a fucking match on the damn, you know, I'm sorry for saying the F word, of course. It will never happen again. But I have no idea why this was even part of a WrestleMania card. This is definitely a type of main event that you will see out of a Raw or a SmackDown. This is necessarily not a match that you can honestly say that should be on the WrestleMania card. And to be very blunt about this, poor McIntyre, right? His biggest moment was winning the WWE Championship in a performance center with no fans, and now it's just being reduced to being the second match on the show. That makes no sense. Um, he did chop the ring and well, he did chop the ring ropes in half with the sword. If that's a great little WrestleMania moment per se, but nothing that really sets the world on fire to me. Maybe to some of you who are probably Drew McIntyre or Happy Corbin fans, but it's not really something that I was going to get myself into. So, move on. Miz and Logan Paul, they defeated Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Honestly, Rey, Dominic, why are you still here? Why are you still here in the WWE? I guess you're gonna be a lifer for life. I guess you should be grateful that Vince gave your son a job so he could be a wrestler just like his own daddy. But to be perfectly honest, to allow The Miz and Logan Paul of all people to just beat you guys, it's just ridiculous. I don't know who booked this entire match. It was absolutely funny. And listen, Logan Paul had some great moments. He did a little frog splash, but I'm not the biggest. I am not a Logan Paul fan. I do not care for this match. This to me is absolutely stupid. Should not be on the card. And this is one of my gripes I have about the WWE. Always allowing these ridiculous D-list superstars to come in and take the place of someone who could be more, you know, given to it. How about this for craps and giggles around here? Since no one seems to book matches anymore. How about I don't know a fatal four-way match? for the United States title. You could have Damian Priest, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Rey Mysterio. You could put it in a ladder match scenario, and that would have been more exciting than the crap that you have there, posted in the ring. It's garbage. And we'll have to deal with this again tonight with Sami Zayn and, that dude from Jackass. But that's just me. If you like that sort of thing, more power to you. I feel that was stupid. But the next match, now this is where things really picked up for me. And honestly, I was not expecting it to actually be pretty good. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. And it was amazing. It was very good. I mean, both the styles was great. It came out full throttle, like a good, hard-hitting matchup. Becky Lynch looks fantastic in her new hairstyle and her new look. She looked like the crazy drama queen that you actually expected. She stayed on the offensive for most of the match. She became the aggressor. I mean, and at times it just looked like that Bel-Air was going to lose to Becky Lynch. She has a ton of strength, man. A lot of power. I gotta admit, Bianca Belair is a very strong commodity in the WWE. I expect a lot of big things. And, and she beat her. She beat her by putting Lynch over the shoulders, gave her the KOD, and now she is your new Raw Women's Champion. And I gotta do, job well done. It was a great back and forth match. I actually enjoyed it. I never thought I would, but kudos to both of them. They really told the story well in the ring, and I really enjoyed it. But now comes down to the meat and potatoes of the evening. Seth Rollins facing who? Who would it be? And kudos to WWE for milking this as much as it can. You had Seth Rollins just wait, wondering what the hell is going to happen. Who the hell is going to just come out here? And then you hear the boom, and then wrestling has more than one great family, and then the lights come on, the pyro comes on, the crowd was, half of the crowd was ecstatic, half of the other crowd was completely stunned, and then you see the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare symbol right there on the graphics, and you know that it's absolutely happening. If the WWE wanted to counteract the return of Cody Rhodes, of CM Punk to AEW from Chicago, they did it here with Cody Rhodes coming out as the American Nightmare, going after Seth Rollins. And they put on one hell of a match. It was a great back and forth match. This is something that you absolutely expected out of a traditional Cody Rhodes match. And it was a dream match that we never thought that we wanted, but my God, we got. And to me, that was truly the highlight of WrestleMania. If you want to talk about big moments, Cody Rhodes, the former EVP. Hold on. I gotta stop this right here. Wow, right there live. Can you believe that? Cody Rhodes, the EVP of AEW, coming out to the American Nightmare. He defeated Seth Rollins with a trio of Crossroads, paying homage to his daddy, Dusty Rhodes. And where we go from there, we have no idea. But that was one of the biggest moments of WrestleMania. Now, one of the lowest moments of WrestleMania was Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. I hated this match. This was a stupid match. I don't care if I get flack or hatred about it. These two women are garbage. Should never been on my television screen. There was a one botch move by Charlotte Flair when she went to the top rope and she tried to do that double flip, and it barely even touched Rousey. What is it? Charles Robinson was all over the place in that entire match. It's like he was being interfered. There was a lot of interference from the ref itself. Charlotte Flair is still your women's champion. No one gives a crap about that. It's stupid. It's dumb. I'm glad it's over. Move on. This is why it is not the main event. Holy crap. You imagine if they put this after Austin and Kevin Owens, the crowd will be falling asleep. They will be filing. They will literally be filing for the exits as soon as that match shows up because it was not good at all. You want to know what was good? Stone Cold Steve Austin laying some whoop ass on Kevin Owens, and it started out, very pedestrian enough. The KO Owens show, the Kevin Owens show. He called out, he once again ran out and run his mouth about Texas and blah, blah, blah. Out comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. The glass shatters. People were ecstatic. The baby's thrown in the air. Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out, acknowledging the fans. And then he went up to the back. No one knows why he was running to the back. Only to come out in a crazy, ATV, a four-wheeler, driving down like we normally see Stone Cold, just running around the ring, coming up, going on those steps, kicking the KO posters, doing his two middle finger salutes, going back and forth. And before he tried to go up to the other top rope, Kevin Owens said, no. Shut up, sit down. So then they have a little talk, but he basically outright told Stone Cold, listen, I lied to you. The reason I brought you here is because I wanted to have a match with you. I wanted to fight you. Would you accept my challenge? And of course, Stone Cold was more than to oblige, and we got ourselves a match. First time in 19 years, Stone Cold Steve Austin was wrestling in a WWE ring. He said it himself that he started his career in Dallas, and he's going to finish his career in Dallas by beating the living crap out of Kevin Owens. And this was a way of a passing of the torch type of thing. And they brawled into the stands. They brawled to outside the ring, inside the ring. How many beers did Stone Cold Steve Austin drink during the entire match? I think he literally went through 2 cases of his Broken Skull beer, in that matchup. And that was a treat. It was fun. The crowd was happy about it. And, at the end, and Kevin Owens even stunned Austin. Kevin Owens stunned Austin at some point in the match. And we thought, oh, shit, is it going to happen? 1, 2, no, he kicked out. He kicked out of it. But eventually, Stone Cold gave him the stunner. 1, 2, 3, sent the people home happy. This was a great match. It's obvious they really protected Stone Cold well. They hide his limitations in the ring extremely well, and it was great. And like I said, it was very happy. And of course, then you had to have the celebration, the beer celebration. More beers were being thrown in the ring. And then for some strange reason, Byron Saxton was called out into the ring and had a toast with Stone Cold. And he stunned him. He stunned his ass to the delight of Corey Graves. He loved that. At some point, Stone Cold took a beer and tried to throw it at the fan, and the fan dropped it. And I was laughing his ass off. It's like, how dare you throw his beer? What's wrong with you? Only to find out moments later that the fan that dropped the beer that Stone Cold threw at him was actually his brother, his real life brother. So that was a good moment. And like I said, he sent the fans home happy. Everyone had a good time. It was great. Now, how do I rank it in terms of WrestleManias? It was meh at best, To have a 4-hour WrestleMania and to only have I will say 3 great matches out of a whole 4-hour block. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's not right. It was a very terrible first night. Um, I expect a little bit more success the second night. I expect that AJ Styles and Edge will have a banger of a matchup. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory should be surprisingly good. Um, and of course, the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Um, it's the main event. They're going to give him as much time as they needed. It's going to be a hard-hitting affair, which I also see Roman Reigns winning the whole damn thing. So that's about it. But you know what? It was a fun night. You know, but if you take away the crowd and the venue and the pyrotechnics, um, this could have been any regular WWE pay-per-view or premium service show. Definitely not one that was WrestleMania worthy. Like I said, if you take out the smoke and mirrors, it was just a okay show. Not a lot of real wrestling involved, other than Cody Rhodes and the Bianca Bel-Air match, and like I said, the Austin and Kevin Owens was a great throwback match. It was happy to see Austin again. He is a mega star. He's always going to be loved by the fans. I'm happy, but again, you're using a Hall of Famer. You're using a legend to sell out tickets instead of just using the talent that you have in order to make yourself some money. And 77,000 were in attendance, which was completely exaggerated. Only 60,000 tickets were actually purchased. And who knows if any of those tickets were actually purchased at face value, i.e. it was not expensive. There were some 2-for-1 deals from what I've heard because they were having trouble filling out that entire stadium. Listen, if I was a fan and I got 2-for-1 tickets, hell yeah, I'll be excited for WrestleMania. It's my first WrestleMania, and I get it for cheap. Please, sign me up for it. I'll have a good time no matter what it is. It's WrestleMania. But overall, it was a good show. We'll see what Night 2 will bring out, and I will do a slight watch-along later on tonight on Twitch. You just got to type in Bainbridge Omega, as you can see right there on the corner. And let me know your feedback. Did you like the event? Did you hate the event? Do you think I'm biased towards some of the matches? Shout out in the comments. Let me know what you think. And we're going to watch Night 2 together later on tonight. So until then, this is Bainbridge Omega signing off. See ya.